Alright guys, so welcome to Ultimate Mayhem. My name is Earl Convoy. So as we are giving birth to the tournament's first channel, I know I said I was going to do this video last week, but took the week off because I just needed some time. So I figured I would give a little bit of information about the Defenders and Warp World itself so that we have a little bit of a preview going into the tournament, and then we'll kind of reveal the brackets as we're going. Now, I've asked for a little bit of assistance here because of the fact that I don't want to be the one to judge each of these matches and then have to pick the winner myself. If I would, then there's certain ones we can move forward because of my own personal bias. Okay, so it's going to be Defenders versus the Warp World Defenders. So that means we're going to take Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist versus the Soldier Supreme, the Weapon Hex, the Arachnite, and the Iron Hammer. So we're going to talk about the origins of the Defenders. Now we're going to say Defenders as in we're going to talk about the four I mentioned: Luke, Jessica, Daredevil, and Iron Fist, and see how they came together. And then after that we'll talk about Warp World. So sit back, relax, enjoy the trip, continuing through our 616 from where we were last week. Last week, a couple weeks ago, we took you through Michael Morbius. We took you through Moon Knight. And so, welcome to Ultimate Mayhem, the Defenders Edition. This will be the comic book heroes as a version of the same Netflix heroes, but different story, different time. So, let's just go straight into this. Daredevil, Iron Fist, Luke Cage had taken it upon themselves to mess with Diamondback's budding operations, but where they were repelled quite easily. And so, if you remember correctly, Diamondback was the villain from the first season of the Netflix version of Luke Cage. They began looking for leads once more to get Diamondback working together with Luke's wife, Jessica Jones. So, in the show, she's kind of the girlfriend slash side piece. In the actual comics, she's the wife. And if you remember correctly, Claire is the one that is the girlfriend in Luke Cage. Daredevil noticed a pattern that they were better together and it would help people. And as they looked for Diamondback and gathered information, they helped people and became known as a team called the Defenders. So in the show, they fought. The Stick brought all four of them together: the Devil of Hell's Kitchen, Jessica Jones, the Man with the Glowing Fist, and the dude with the unbreakable skin. I don't remember what the one with Jessica Jones was, but hey, here we are. So Luke went after Diamondback alone. So you got to remember, this is a guy that has the unbreakable skin. Can be rarely taken down. Took Iron Fist literally one punch with his glowing fist in order to take him down. And he almost died at the hands of Stryker. So Stryker is also known as William Stryker, or not William Stryker. Stryker is also known as Diamondback, who had used some poison dust on him at that point. After this, the team went after Diamondback at his club. Even though they had managed to hurt him, he escapes and he shows them new strength and speed that they had not seen before with him. So again, you see a lot of this stuff, and it's like the same. It's not the same as obviously the Netflix verse. Or actually, sorry, it's on Disney Plus now. They moved it from Netflix to Disney Plus to keep all the Marvel stuff together and increase the continuity. Because Kingpin, and obviously if you've seen No Way Home, Matt Murdock was introduced into the MCU. And Diamondback was eventually beaten by Iron Fist when Stryker had gone after him and Jessica while they were watching. Okay. Stryker had been arrested and escaped while being taken in. The Defenders ended up tracking him down, and they defeated him the second time, even though he had ingested a drug called Diamond. So basically, any new ability that he was getting was from this new drug, the drug that he was taking in. And he was arrested the second time after the defeat. So, yeah, obviously, like in the show, he was arrested, or I don't remember if he was arrested or killed. I remember that. Manhattan had become under the control of Hydra, who was using a dark force dome to keep the citizens trapped and to keep the heroes at bay while they took over America. So, if you remember correctly, with the emergence of Hydra, it was always a secret thing, secret thing, secret thing, and then eventually at one point they just, okay, here we are. And that's because they wanted to make sure that society was ready to accept them once more. Really not this case after dropping a dome over a city. The defenders were part of a group resisting demons within the dome and helped assist with the resources that they had left on the island due to the dome. So they weren't obviously getting food and all that stuff in there, more so protecting the fact that, yeah, here we are. When the dome was finally vanquished, the defenders joined the remaining resistance for the final fight against Hydra. The heroes involved eventually triumphed over Hydra. So the team that was put together after that point eventually just triumphed over Hydra itself. The defenders attended the trial of Diamondback, and he was found innocent, and he was able to leave the trial due to a lawyer with connections to Wilson Fisk. Now, if you remember Vincent D'Onofrio's amazing performance of that in the Netflix shows, I'm going to keep saying Netflix, but it's not really Netflix anymore. It's Disney Plus shows, and yeah, obviously, really enjoyable performance. If you haven't checked out Daredevil, I thoroughly recommend it. Not so much like Hawkeye was good. His performance was interesting, but not enough for me to. I was enjoying it because there was only one episode really. Jessica Jones then went off to Wade Wilson, who obviously everyone knows is Deadpool, and to help her find Diamondback. Daredevil went off and talked to his old girlfriend Electra Nachios. Now, if you remember, she played by Elodie Young in the TV show. She's also played by Jennifer Garner in the movies. Movie version, still terrible. I don't care what anybody says. That Daredevil movie was terrible. Ben Affleck can go screw himself. Who had returned to hunt down Stryker by a mysterious third party. So she returned basically back to the city to help them hunt, but in process was hired by a third employer. After they had caught the Punisher, who had been spying on them and had been beating up Blade for fun. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, I mean, beating up Wade Wilson, yeah, totally fun for somebody. And also, if you remember correctly, Thomas Jane, Dolph Lundgren, John Bernthal. All three men have the Punisher. The third one, the 1980s version, really not much. And the Defenders found out that the Hood, so this gentleman, yeah, was one of the ones who was trying to become the new Kingpin. So this guy is basically another criminal, was trying to become the next Kingpin. The Defenders eventually approached Diamondback outside of his club, and which he had taken back from Hammerhead. Stryker then revealed that he had his own team to counteract the Defenders in Fixer, Titania, and Moonstone. Luke Cage went one-on-one with Diamondback, while Iron Fist, Jessica, and Daredevil went against the others, and basically everybody won their fights. And Luke Cage obviously struggled for a bit, apparently. I've understood this. And Black Cat, so again, another Spider-Man verse character that pops up now, was the one to finally take down Diamondback after she had shot him in the back a bunch of times. So she shot him in the back, took him down, all good. With Diamondback finally in custody, and the Defenders turned their attention to taking down the Hood, who had taken control over Diamondback's empire. Black Cat had provided the intel that the Defenders used to get the drop on the Hood at home. He manages to fight them off before he escaped. To prepare for the next encounter against the Hood, the Defenders managed to get new alliances forged, and then went after once more while he was getting his alliance together. So, obviously, getting everything together and preparing for the Defenders to come and get him. So, with that, we've kind of somewhat covered a little bit of the Defenders, kind of give you a little bit of preview going into the tournament, which we will start next week, and we will conclude in May. Obviously, because of the fact that we're taking took a little bit of extra time to get this done. So we obviously could have also went with some of the original Defenders, Doctor Strange, the Hulk, a few others, but I think in the long run we could have done Magic versus Magic, so Strange versus Soldier Supreme, and whatnot. And the reason I felt that it would be most efficient because you got the guy with super strength and a guy with super strength and magic combined. Um, Iron Hammer could probably deal with Jessica because it's the powers of Thor and Iron Man together. Actually, no, that's not the one I was doing. Anyway. So join me tomorrow when we do the preview of Warp World and the story that comes with the story lies within it. So we're gonna do Warp World and we're gonna talk about the different. We could talk about the different characters. Oh, we could talk about the different things, but the main thing is we're gonna talk about the world itself. So let the multiverse be your guide, the eyes, the ears, and that leads you to new events, new characters, and even new teams. My name is Rogue Convoy, and this has been Ultimate Mayhem Defenders Edition.